that to boldly go is the only way to go, because otherwise, why would you go unnoticed? So my adventure started in a little town called Tallinn, which is the capital of Estonia. It's in the Baltic Sea, and it's in Europe. And when I was born there 32 years ago, I felt passion right from the get-go. I was born a very passionate child. So from the picture you can see, and what I found my passion to be first was the architecture and the cultural establishment of the city. So I fell in love with the cobblestone streets and the red roofs of Europe. And I used to wander the streets of Tallinn right after high school and up until the time I left. And I do often go back because that's my first love of the city, and that's my hometown. In Tallinn, I also followed my obligations. I was born to a very, very adamant parent belief that you should follow academics. Academics is above all. So my mother has double masters. My dad has one master degree, and I had a hard path to follow. So I was studying in high school while going to extracurricular activities, which was physics, chemistry, math, French, English, and I came to Canada already speaking very fluent English, which I thought was my second language, but it became my first. And in Tallinn, I also found my passion in what I call is the cult of food. So my family has a cult of food, which means it has to have a lot of food on the table, and it has to be of very high quality. So all home prepared, artisan, so to speak, or wholesome. And in Baltics, I would often go with my grandmother to the market, to the farmer's market, where I would sample each kind of sour cream available in the farmer's market with a dollop on my hand, and I would lick it up, and then I would determine which one was the best for that day to purchase. So I really found myself to be passionate about food, and I could pick it, and I knew all kinds of tastes that I was accustomed to. I ate caviar, not by choice, it was just there on the table, but I also ate drank unpasteurized milk, and I found that food was a very important part of my culture. Now, coming to and actually, this is a picture of my most beloved product from my childhood, which is a cheese bar covered in chocolate. So you can see cheese going through a chocolate machine, and it's like a chocolate waterfall. And I'll tell you more about this, but I would really buy this product every day as a snack for myself while I was wandering the streets of Tallinn. And then came Toronto. So sudden decision. I'm 16 years old. And my parents notify me that we're moving. I have my best friends, I have my first boyfriend, and I don't want to go anywhere. I'm so happy where I was. So there comes the process of immigration. And I have to tell you that I struggled with it for the first 7 years that I was in Canada. Every summer I would travel back home, which was Tallinn, and I would come back to Toronto, close myself in the room for 3 weeks and not see anybody. So, and assimilation, this process is very difficult for all the people that were born here. And I think that this is a privilege to live in Toronto and to see it as your home base, because you have no reference to anything else back home. So it was year 7, and I was in Tallinn for the whole summer. And I was just so irritated with Tallinn. I was like, oh my God, I wish I could go home while I was there. So I was referring to Toronto. So Toronto did become my home. How it became my home was a 7-year story. So we came to Toronto, and of course, the life of an immigrant is to find yourself working, find yourself making money, or going to school, or all of the above. And it wasn't a custom in Europe that kids go to work. And I really was dying to get a job. I came to Canada and I went looking for any job I could find, which was seasonal helper at Toys R Us during Halloween and Christmas season. I don't know if any of you have been to Toys R Us during Halloween and Christmas, but it's really grueling hours, and you're filing through the costumes. And so that was the first job I got. I was a receptionist at a car dealership. Basically, I would put my hands on any job I could find while going through school and completing grade OEC, which does not exist today. So, and then my father and my mother, they asked me one day when they were going shopping, what would I like from the supermarket? I said I would like a dairy bar. They searched the whole supermarket looking for those dairy bars that I showed you earlier, the cheese covered in chocolate. It did not exist. And so there was a void in the market, and bringing innovation is in the entrepreneurial spirit. And we, as a family, brought this business to Toronto and started manufacturing these dairy bars onto Canadian market. So this is a picture not of me, but I envision my years working at the factory just like that, only not covered in oil, covered in cheese, pretty much. And I would work after school. I would work weekends at the factory and help my parents. So we used to lock the front door, and I have a brother, and we would work 4 of us at the production line, really going insane hours, but doing everything to benefit the family and benefit the business. And furthermore, I saw this entrepreneurship skill in my parents because Baltics changed from being a part of USSR, which was communism, and turning to commercial, entrepreneurial. Like, it was really different between where the country was before and what I've seen in my 16 years there after I left the country. So I saw the drive. I saw the people wanting to create jobs, and some of them were successful, some were not. And this business that my father created was not so successful because it was oriented towards his aspirational goals, which was the ethnic community. And so we were servicing the ethnic community, never really going to mass market. Then I decided to go back to school, to university after high school, which really gave me the skills of everyday practices that I do today. When I was writing a business plan in business school, I never thought that I would be actually writing it applicable to an actual product. It was like theory to me. And I find it ironic today that these skills really do help. So when your parents tell you, go to school, you might learn something, you actually do. I found myself buried in books, and after that, I was really, really wanting to have children. I don't know. It's like a woman, woman hormones or something like that. I needed to create a nest, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna boldly go at having children. That's it. I need to have a child right now. So I had her. She's 4.5 years old, and she's the joy of my life. And I am a single mother, but that's a choice I boldly made. So, thank you. Thank you. So then, to continue with my passion with hard work and food, my daughter keeps asking me, so at this point where she was asking, she was 2. She goes, Mom, I want something sweet. give me Kinder Surprise because all the grandparents spoil her and that's all she knows is chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And because of my wholesome food upbringing, I was really not looking forward to feeding her empty calories and high sugar snacks. And then on one hand, I had this child who's asking me for sweets, which I don't want to say no to. But then I had this amazing product, which was a product from my childhood, the product that I loved since I was young, which was the dairy bar, and it was covered in chocolate. So I think cover anything in chocolate, they'll eat it up. And then that was the idea. And I don't like to choose easy paths in life. And I knew I had something very difficult on my hands because any product that makes it to market, at least prior to 2000, took about 50 years. So yogurt took 50 years to come accepted on the market. Pizza took 50 years to come accepted on the market. So was sushi. And now it's staples of our life, and yet they were not there to begin with. And understanding our technology available to us these days, marketing is endless in opportunity. I thought, well, why not? I'll cover cheese and chocolate. Kids will think it's ice cream, maybe, and and they'll eat it up. So this is it. So this is my idea. I thought to bring my beloved product from childhood into mass Canadian retail. This was expensive. I thought, you know, how much can it be? And then I started drawing packaging with my brother. We drew a boy and a cow, and we drew the logo, only to understand that I spent about $100,000 going in the wrong direction. So this is to say that I have made mistakes. There's no school that can teach you to be the best possible, unmistaken business person in the world. There's no book to teach you that you can be the best parent this world can offer. You can only make the right decision at the right time. One of those was me going to Dragon's Den. So I was home one night, and I thought, well, that's free marketing. I'm going to go to Dragon's Den, and I'm going to, first of all, hear if I have what it takes to make myself a good business person. Because I'm not sure if you watch Dragon's Den, but I watch it religiously, as well as Shark Tank. And they will really tell you when you're going on the wrong path. They'll tell you, stop mortgaging your house, go home, stop putting a strain on your family. So I was thinking, either make it or break it. So there I am in the den of dragons. And my only hope was actually Arlene, because she's the marketing genius. I serve my product, and Arlene doesn't know where to spit it out to. Her face was priceless. Like, she was about to, I don't know, have a physical reaction. So, but my practice in the field, I've dealt with a lot, because I always do my own work, and I always do my in-store demos, and I always talk to my customers. So I was ready, because I had this kid once in the supermarket who tried the moo bar and the dairy bar, and he didn't like it, and he started spitting it out everywhere. So I was thinking that, okay, well, you don't like it, maybe your mother should ask if this is a dairy product. After all, if you don't eat dairy products, you should not eat it. So I was ready for Arlene. At that time, I had very good practice with very honest customers who are kids. So Arlene didn't take to the product at all, but I did prove one thing to myself, which was that I had it as a business person, because Kevin O'Leary offered me a job selling mutual funds. Now, that is not my passion. I will never sell mutual funds for a living, but the fact that the way I was received and the way that my proposition was standing, I thought, I really got it. At that time, I enlisted the help of my brother and my mom, and we went to market. It was 3 years to date that I was on Dragon's Den, and I have my product on the market today. We went from losing business to an earning business in 3 years. And I did that by taking every opportunity I could take. And with help of my employees and with the spirit of the company, that we were bringing innovation to Canada, and with passion that we had for this product. My motto for this product and for food industry as a whole is that you don't have to jeopardize the integrity of the product. I was told many times, why don't you improve your bottom line? Why don't you add some fillers? Why don't you add something that will go unnoticed on the ingredient list and will go unnoticed on the nutritional fact, but it will make your bottom line better? I refuse to do so. I hate the stigma that the processed foods have in today's world, that everything processed and everything packaged is bad. It's not. I only put on the market a product that I would feed to my child, that I loved myself growing up, and is wholesome and nutritious. So I think after going to Dragon's Den and after taking every opportunity, going through every door that I could and taking every meeting that I could, not all of it led to success. I would say about 5–10% of it, maybe, at best. But I think that once you set your mind on something, have a goal at hand, and boldly go at it, then you will find success. And I leave you with a quote that to succeed, you have to believe in something with such a passion that it becomes reality. And to me, it is my motto going through life. I apply it to different passions that I have. As I said, I'm a very passionate person, and that to boldly go is the only way to go. Thank you so much for your attention.